Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, we are going to discuss about treatment of interest on capital in fundamentals of partnership accounts. Interest on capital is most of the time treated as appropriation of profit, and sometimes it is treated as a charge against profit. If there is no information with regard to the treatment of interest on capital, then interest on capital has to be treated as an appropriation of profit. If the problem specifically says the interest on capital is to be treated as a charge or a charge against a profit, then you have to treat as a charge against a profit. Okay, before getting into the topic, let me explain you what is charge against profit and what is appropriation of profit. Charge against profit and appropriation of profit, they both are the divisions of expenses. The expenses which are charged against profit have to be incurred even though if there is profit, even though if there is loss. Such expenses are called charge against profit, irrespective of the fact that there is a profit or not. You have to incur such expenses. For example, salary. You cannot say employees that I am having a loss, so I cannot pay you salary. And similarly, rent. You cannot tell your landlord that you can't pay rent since you are having a loss. And similarly, you cannot tell your banker that you cannot pay interest since there is no profit in your business. So you have to incur those expenses even though if there is loss. So such expenses are called charge against profit. On the other hand, appropriation of profit are those expenses which has to be incurred only when there is sufficient profit. If there is no profit, that is if there is loss, such expenses need not to be incurred. For example, expenses that are related to partners, interest on capital, salary, commission, so those things, and of course reserves that we take out of profit, all those are appropriation of profit, which means those expenses will be incurred only when there is profit. If there is no profit, then such expenses need not to be incurred. Of course, we cannot incur those expenses as there is no profit. Hope that is clear. And in partnership accounts, this particular expense, interest on capital, sometimes treated as appropriation of profit and sometimes charge. If the question is silent, then that is appropriation. To treat interest on capital as a charge, it has to be clearly mentioned. So according to this, if an interest on capital is treated as a charge against a profit, when there is sufficient profit, interest on capital has to be incurred in full. So when you treat interest on capital as a charge against a profit, full interest has to be given when there is sufficient profit. Sufficient profit here I mean the profit is more than the interest on capital. So profit is sufficient to provide interest on capital. In case of loss, also full interest has to be incurred. As it is a charge against profit, we don't see whether there is profit, but we don't see whether there is loss. Full expense has to be incurred. In case of insufficient profit, which says that the profit is lesser than the interest. Here profit is more than the interest. So here we have profit, but we don't have sufficient profit, which means interest is more than the profit, but here we have to give full interest. So as we know that charge against profit means we have to incur the expense even though there is sufficient profit, even though there is insufficient profit, even though there is loss. So we have to incur full expense. But as per appropriation of profit, when there is sufficient profit, we will incur full interest. When there is loss, we will not incur interest on capital. Interest on capital not to be recorded in the books of accounts. But this case is very crucial for interest on capital when it is treated as appropriation of profit. We have profit, but the point is that the profit is less than the interest on capital. Profit is not sufficient to provide interest on capital. In that case, the available profit will be divided among the partners in the ratio of appropriations. Ratio of appropriation means ratio of amount due to each partner. Whatever amount that we have to pay to a partner, convert that amount into ratio, and in that ratio, the insufficient profit has to be divided among the partners. This is what the treatment of interest on capital if they are treated as a charge against profit and appropriation of profit. Thank you.